Well, I must admit, I had no intentions of getting involved in the discussion Eddie and Gary are having. I quite like them to carry on their own discussion. Although they aren't at each other's throats yet, they could well soon be. We've seen this in the past and it caused quite a giggle. Anyway, I'll leave you two to it. But reverting back to the actual subject, i.e. England being knocked out of the World Cup, and whatever opinion you have of that, whichever country you're from or whichever country you support or whichever part of England you're from, whether it be Yorkshire or not, the team being full of Yorkshire lads apparently. What I've noticed is that a lot of people are saying things like, I feel content, I'm happy because the lads have lost, but they aren't getting slated by the press and they aren't getting slated, by the people. I noticed old Bojo and Cameron have stepped on in Twitter congratulating the lads and have suffered a lot of abuse for it, and that's welcome from me. Yeah, they're the kind of cunts who want abuse for it. Yeah, because Johnson as Foreign Secretary should have been there, and he's purely and simply trying to stitch up the British people, English people should I say, through his fucking antics, and then he has to go and start doing a bit of arse licking. As for Cameron, man, the man's a germ. He's a fucking slug on society. Yeah, I tell him that to his fucking face. Can't stand the man, I can't abide by him. Those people have no interest whatsoever in soccer. It's the tennis boys, and they can't fucking play that. I'd take them both on actually, at fucking doubles on my own. But getting back to what I was saying about people not being happy, about people feeling content that England did, as I think, and as others have thought, have done so well. I do believe that that's a very dangerous sign. Yeah, I think that's almost like a delayed depression, which is quite, let's just say, common in a lot of events, whether that be a family breakdown, the loss of someone. These aren't. This isn't a depression or a mental illness that strikes straight away. This is something that comes over a period of time. Many a relationship breaks down and the guy or the girl or the children think they're coping with it and that they've dealt with it. Many a person loses a friend, a close family member, and thinks they've dealt with the situation. Many situations like that, losing a job or whatever, can cause a delayed reaction to depression. This actually, in my mind, is worse than the initial, let's say. Yeah, in my mind, this can be worse than, the situations of instant fucking, an instant feeling of not being fucking happy about the situation. Almost sometimes this can be defined as depression when really all it is someone being fed up or let's just say not happy about what's going on, whereas depression, being an illness, can form, well, it can form a root at this stage of what's gone on, because the country is on its fucking knees. There is no doubt about it. The euphoria and the lift that's been given, to the nation by the football has helped hide what's really going on with the likes of shit like Brexit, with the Trump visit, with the fucking, It's a very sad government we have in at the moment. And so we've been lifted by that, but now we're going to get a sudden kick in the bollocks because the football's gone. You know, the thing that was giving us a little bit of satisfaction. We've got Trump on the fucking doorstep. We've got May, who's not prepared to walk under any circumstances. We've got the Sun newspaper, Murdoch, and all his buddies, along with Trump, promoting the fact that Boris Johnson would make a great Prime Minister. Well, I fucking hell, it beggars belief, doesn't it? We know he's a very intelligent man, very devious and deceitful fucking, you know, upper class establishment type figure. You wouldn't trust him with anything, man. He's the kind of cunt, man, that I'd fucking... If I was on a desert island with him, mate, it'd either be me or him, don't you think? Or whatever. You just could not fucking believe a word that fucker told you, man. He's as much in common with me or anybody else on here, or I know, as, well, as fucking David Cameron has. But yeah, they're a different fucking breed. Yeah, they've never done a shift in their life. They live off the inheritance of the parents and the families. They're born with these fucking ridiculous fucking beliefs that, you know, they're entitled to this fucking title or this fucking position in life. It's complete fucking bullshit. You know, I mean, changing the subject here, but that fucking bird he's just married. Oh, fucking Harry. She's not a bird anyway, she's fucking 34, man. Eh? Oh, she's well battered by then, isn't she? But have you seen that? What's been in a couple of international newspapers on a visit to Dublin. Within 24 hours, she's worn £25,000 worth of designer gear. Come on, people. There's people sleeping in fucking shop doorways. Yeah? There's not a house to be had in the fucking nation. Kids are starving, they're going to school with nothing in the belly. Yeah? And she's prancing around like that and you're all waving your fucking flags. It's no wonder people like Gary hate this fucking country. Yeah? Like most jocks do, let's face it. But there's a lot of sectarianism in amongst that, isn't there? Let's be honest. I don't think it's particularly us they hate. They hate, you know, the past. And they're unable to get over it. Until on Saturday night, usually, when they get that fucking drunk, go around the corner and knock fuck out of each other. But there you go, see. And I have watched games up there, Scotsman, you're right, yeah. I watched England versus Portugal. Astounding, actually, really. I watched it in the West End, actually. Very nice bar. Packed to the doors. A few had the old stripe across the old nose, fucking mouth and fucking eye. But, yeah, astonished when Portugal scored. I don't mean the last game against Portugal. I don't know if it was in the Euros. It's going back about 10, 15 years ago. The whole place erupted. Yeah. As I stood with my mate, two mates. When we equalised, my mate erupted then. In a fucking pub of complete fucking silence. He jumped about like a lunatic, and he is a fucking lunatic. But he's also extremely intelligent, articulate, and fucking, well, he can be deceitful. And within 10 minutes, the old jocks were buying him drinks, patting him on the fucking shoulder. As each goal that went in was celebrated in different ways. But there you go, see. That's the difference of how some people take whatever they take. Yeah, whatever they bite at, whatever they hate. Hate's an awful word, isn't it? To hate, isn't it? You know, there's certain things I hate. But I don't hate my own fellow human being who goes through the same struggle as I'm going through. But yeah, as I've said, I've gone off the subject of which I originally started, about this depression that I believe could fucking, well, we'll get into the fucking beginning of the oldie period where the kids break off from school, and it's a well-known fact that during an England defeat, domestic violence goes up 35%. Before you know it, you're going to have the kids on your fucking back. Daddy, I want this. Mummy, I want that. There ain't going to be no dough in some situations. Going to be a lot of kids dumped and left to wander the streets, and Mummy and Daddy continue grafting the balls off to keep up with that mortgage and car payments. And right around the corner is going to be winter. Yeah. I can see a long, drawn-out struggle for this country as they argue Brexit, as they listen to a fucking, well, you give me your opinion on Mr. Trump. But, yeah, I don't see, I think the next few months could fucking shock a few people. And I think rates of certain types of aggressive behaviour, and I include suicide in that, could well go through the roof. It's a nation on its knees, I'm afraid. A nation that's, even when we get change, it's going to be left in utter chaos.